Today I'm going to go through the process of how you can install Parallels onto your Mac computer. What Parallels is meant to do is to help you create a virtualization software so you can actually use the grid variance analysis software and the feasibility software on your Mac. So first step is to really assess how much space you have on your computer. So go to the Apple icon, click there and go to About This Mac. Go to Storage, click on there, and this will calculate how much storage space you have left on your computer. So in my instance, it's about 160, 170 left. So that should be plenty. The next step is you want to know whether or not this software is going to be suitable for you. So you want to go to parallels.com and here it's got Australia's section. So just do parallels.com and it'll automatically take you to the right section. Now, if you go down to the bottom here towards the questions, it would tell you whether or not the Parallels would be suitable for your computer. So if you go to products, Parallels for the desktop, it'll take you to the screen. And if you scroll down towards the bottom, it will allow you to see whether or not this program is going to be okay on your computer. So what are the system requirements for Parallels? So you need a Mac computer with one of these processors. My recommendation is you want to make sure your computer processor is at least Core i5. Anything below that may be too weak to handle the processors. It's asking that you have a minimum of 4 gig of memory, so that's the bare minimum. Ideally, you want to have at least 8 gigs of memory. So you need 500 megabytes for the software. We also need space for the Windows 10 system, so it requires at least 16 gigabytes. So my recommendation is you want to have at least 30 to 40 gigabytes of space in your hard drive before you can use it. So if you don't have enough space, consider using a external hard drive that you can copy some of your work to, so that you have the space for what you need it for. Okay, so in order to use it, now there is a trial period, so this is great for when you want to have a go. So click on the trial, download the trial period, or go to this page. I've already downloaded the program, so you just need to download the program. It will help you go through the process of downloading. It'll install the app and it'll be ready for you to go. So once it's all downloaded, I'll come back and so I'll see you soon. Okay, so once I've downloaded the Parallel software, I've just installed it to my computer. As the part of the installation process for the program, it'll ask if you want to download Windows. So this is what I've done here. I've clicked on download Windows. So it's gone through this process right now. So once it's completely downloaded, I'll come back and join you soon. Now that the Parallels has downloaded the Windows onto my desktop, it's gone through the installation process. So one of the questions it's asking here is Parallels would like to access my camera. So if you're going to use Windows to do any talking or anything like that, it might be a good idea to allow it to access your camera. So in my case, I'll say OK. You also like to access the microphones. Obviously, if you're going to do any Zoom sessions or things on the Windows-based side, you want to allow it to do the microphone as well. So I'll allow OK for me. So as you can see in this installation assistant, it's actually gone through the process of installing Windows there. So installing my copy of Windows, installing the installation process. So I'm just letting it go through that process as we speak. Here that the installation is now complete, so I just click here to continue, and now it's requiring you to create an account or you can sign in your Apple ID. So in my case, I'll just sign in with my Apple ID. So now it's signing in with an account, so I'm just signing into my Parallels desktop. So as you can see here, this is now my Parallels desktop, and you can see this is the Windows 10 version of it. installation is finished. So now the process is to install the feasibility as well as the GVA software. So before I begin here, what I'd like to do as well is to download Microsoft's version. So I'll go install Office, and now it's going to go through the process. Do you want to run Office? Yes, I'm going to run, and I'll allow it to make changes to my computer, and I'll go through the process of installing Office onto my Parallels computer system. Okay, now that we've installed it, it's all ready to go. So I'll just close the app. So the next step really now is to make sure I've got the GVA software installed. I'm going to go through the next step and download it. If you haven't downloaded the GVA software already, you need to purchase the program. Okay, so now that I've installed, I'm installing the Variance analysis software. I've downloaded it, so I'm just going next to install. This is the end user license agreement. So if you agree, hit next and it will install it. Next again, and it should be installing the program. So just waiting for the program to be installed onto the virtual version of Windows. Now this is just asking if you allow Windows to make changes. Yes, I do. So I allow it to make changes to my program, and now it's successfully installed. So I'll close this. Basically what Parallels has done is actually it's accessing all my information from my Mac PC as well. So here is a GVA program. So I'll just keep it over here. Double click on it and it's going to launch the program. I accept the license agreement and proceed. So I'm using a limited version. It means that in 3 days time, this is normal. When you install the new version, you have about a 3-day trial period just to play around with the software to make sure everything's working. So here is the Variance analysis software that's loaded. What I'm going to do is to install the feasibility program. Now, John would have, if you requested, so you go to the members only website, go to the resource section, go to FAQ number 3. That will guide you through the process of how to gain access feasibility software. So how you do that is once you've got the software, you should get a USB sent to you. You may get a download link to download, and you just need to have a USB available. Every time you use the software, it does need the USB plugged in so you can access it. So here I've installed it onto the USB. I'll go to this PC. I want to make sure that I've got the drive onto here. So it's a Shiba. Double click on that. Here's the feasibility program. Double click on that to install, and I'll go through the installation process. Now, something to take note is the Parallels program, because it's running virtually somewhere out there. It may seem to take a bit longer than your computer you have in hand. But for the price of the Parallels software, as well as your monthly fee of $10 to $30 per month with the Excel or Office 365, it's a pretty good buy. So here's a license agreement. I agree to it. I hit next. And I'm just going to install that into the system, and it'll do all automatically. Installation is complete, so I close that, and the feasibility program is over here. Okay, so by this stage you would have had the feasibility software installed onto the Parallels virtual machine. What you'll notice is when you double click on this link, it may not recognize the USB. So in this Parallels, you'll have to change the setting. So on the top screen here where you see Windows 10, if you go across, you want to go to this gear icon here. The reason the buy button is here is because we're still under the trial. So if you find it's useful, you can buy it then. But here's the gear icon. Click on the gear icon. Once you're in the gear icon, you have some device settings. So you want to go to the USB Bluetooth. You want to share Bluetooth devices with Windows, share smart card. And you also want to go into advanced settings. Let's make sure it's enabled here. And you'll go into USB connection preferences. What we're going to do is we're going to add the USB recognizable onto this device. So you want to do, when a new external device is detected, just connect it to the active virtual machine. We click and add, and usually this comes up, and you just need to find the device and make sure it's connected to Windows 10. So what I'll delete this device and I'll show you how it works. So I go to plus, it immediately finds what's connected to the USB. I select the Toshiba thumb drive that I have, and I want to connect this. So hit this button to edit, and I'll connect this to Windows 10. Once that is all done, that will automatically save it. Click close, and that's it. Now, you'll notice is if I double click, it'll recognize the USB and it'll run the software. But this comes up because you need to activate the software. So what you want to do is copy this code, and then you'll need to send an email to John to let him know that you have connected to this program.